Hey, 30 Days Live here with Joanna, and I just heard a podcast from Natalie Ekdahl. It's the Biz Chicks podcast, and it was about Women's International Day. And I just started crying listening to it, and I wanted to share it with you. And it was really tough to listen to this podcast. And I have some notes, so I want to share it with you. I am a female Latina, a business owner. And owning a business as a female has its own challenges already. And after listening to this podcast, and I want to share it with you. So she noticed that all her clients were not charging enough, that all her women business clients were not making enough money. They can't live. They're suffering. So she started a conversation of asking them, why aren't you charging more? And the results were astonishing, and just a lot of, we don't want to be judged. We don't want people to think we're greedy, etc., etc. So there was a study done by the U.S. Women's Chamber of Commerce, and this is what they found. 10 million businesses in the United States are owned by women. How awesome is that? And 36% of all businesses in the United States are owned by a woman. 36%. That's amazing. So 64 are men, 36 are women. $1.4 trillion revenue is brought in by female women businesses. Now here's the interesting part. Only 4% of all U.S. revenues of business is from the women's owned business. We're creating our own glass ceilings as women. We own 1/3 of the businesses and bring in 4% of the money. And male-owned firms bring in 96% of the revenue for U.S. revenues. And 70% of the women business owned, I'm so distraught I can't even talk, but 70% make less than $25,000 a year. In 2019, you can't live off $25,000. We're suffering. And these women are your neighbors. They're your kids' moms, your kids' friends' moms. These are the moms that you're seeing at the grocery store. And we're suffering because we don't want to charge more, because of what we don't want to receive judgment from other people. So what Natalie said is that we're not charging enough. It's not that we're not working hard enough. We're just not charging enough for our services, where men are charging more for their services. And here's an interesting point that she brought up that I didn't even think of, that these neighborhood service providers are your hairdressers, your accountants, your chiropractor, it's your dance teacher, it's your private personal trainer, it's your house cleaner, and we're not paying her enough. From woman to woman, we are also pulling each other down and not paying our fellow sister enough. We're also tearing her down and wanting a deal. I wonder, do we get angry or ask for a certain price break from another female women business owned? I can't even talk, I'm sorry. We are letting this happen. Instead of raising each other up, and this is a general blanketed statement, not that all women are doing this, but if we were to raise each other up and cheer each other on when a fellow woman is charging more. And you can always say, no, you don't have to go to that person. You can go somewhere else. If they want to charge a certain amount and you can't afford it, then go somewhere else. But we are creating it. We're creating women, our sisters, charging less. And that was a big, big aha for me, that I want to pay my housekeeper more. I want to do things like that. And as a female business owner, I have women all the time asking me for deals. And yeah, it's annoying. But wow, I didn't think about it, that we are creating our own glass ceilings. We bring in 4% of the revenue. Men bring in 96% of the revenue. And we own 1/3 of the businesses. I'm so choked up right now. Please stand up for your fellow sister business owner, because it's tough. It is tough to own a business. It takes a lot of courage to own a business. And we're tearing each other down. Lift your fellow sister up, please. And I invite you to do that. And I invite you to just be aware of that. 1/3% are owned by women. So thank you for watching, and happy Women's International Business Day. Bye.